Imagine controlling an entire fish farm with just a few taps on your smartphone. It sounds like something out of a futuristic sci-fi movie, but in Indonesia, it's already a reality. Welcome to the world of eFishery, a revolutionary app that's transforming how fish farming is done in a country where over 10 million fish farms play a crucial role in the economy. eFishery doesn't just automate feeding. It's a complete game changer, enabling farmers to optimize feed efficiency, reduce waste, and significantly boost productivity, all while contributing to a more sustainable and data-driven future. This isn't just about making life easier for fish farmers. It's about revolutionizing an entire industry, empowering small-scale farmers, and tackling the global challenge of sustainable food production. In this video, we're diving deep into how a simple yet powerful idea is making waves, quite literally, in the world of aquaculture. Welcome to the AI Lib. The story of eFishery starts not in a high-tech lab, but in the heart of Indonesia, where millions of fish farmers struggle with daily challenges that have persisted for generations. Gibran Huzaifa, the man behind eFishery, grew up in this world. As a college student, he was more concerned with making ends meet than revolutionizing an industry. But necessity, as they say, is the mother of invention. Gibran, noticing the inefficiencies in traditional fish farming methods, began experimenting with new ways to feed his fish more effectively. It wasn't long before he realized that the root of the problem was the feeding process itself, a process that could consume up to 90% of a farmer's operational costs and was completely dependent on manual labor. This labor-intensive method was not only inefficient, but also prone to human error, leading to inconsistent results and lost profits. What if Gibran thought there was a way to automate this process? What if technology could take over the feeding, ensuring consistency, reducing waste, and ultimately increasing productivity? This was the seed that would eventually grow into eFishery. Gibran's idea was simple yet revolutionary. Create a smart feeder that could automate the feeding process, connected to the cloud, and controlled via a smartphone app. This idea was born out of necessity, but its potential was far greater than Gibran initially imagined. The journey from concept to reality, however, was anything but straightforward. Convincing traditional farmers to adopt new technology was a monumental challenge. Many were skeptical, unwilling to trust a machine with a task that they had performed manually for decades. But Gibran was relentless. He spent countless hours working directly with farmers, understanding their needs, and refining his product based on their feedback. This hands-on approach not only helped him develop a product that truly met the farmers' needs, but also build a level of trust that was crucial for widespread adoption. Gibran's perseverance paid off, and what started as a small experiment quickly grew into a full-fledged business, setting the stage for eFishery to revolutionize the industry. The transition from a college student's side project to a revolutionary business was not an overnight success. After identifying the critical problem, feeding inefficiency, Gibran set out to create a solution that could truly transform the industry. The first step was developing the technology that would become the heart of eFishery, the smart feeder. This device wasn't just about automating the feeding process. It was about integrating advanced technology into a traditional industry in a way that was accessible and affordable for even the smallest scale farmers. The smart feeder was designed to do more than just dispense food. It used sensors to detect the appetite of the fish, adjusting the feed accordingly to ensure that the fish were getting the right amount of food at the right time. This not only improved feed efficiency, but also led to faster growth rates and shorter harvest cycles, allowing farmers to increase their productivity without increasing their costs. But creating the technology was only half the battle. The real challenge was convincing farmers to adopt it. Fish farming in Indonesia is deeply rooted in tradition, and many farmers were reluctant to change their methods, especially when those methods had been passed down for generations. Gibran knew that to succeed, he needed to build trust and demonstrate that this new technology could actually improve their livelihoods. To do this, Gibran took a hands-on approach. He didn't just sell the feeder to farmers. He worked with them, side by side, to show them how it worked and how it could benefit their operations. He listened to their concerns and made adjustments to the product based on their feedback. This collaborative approach helped to build a sense of trust and partnership between eFishery and the farmers, which was crucial for the company's early success. As more farmers began to see the benefits of the smart feeder, word spread quickly. What started as a small, experimental project grew rapidly, as farmers across Indonesia began adopting the technology and reaping the benefits. eFishery was no longer just a side project. It was a full-fledged business with the potential to transform an entire industry. With the initial success of the smart feeder, Gibran and his team faced a new challenge: how to scale the technology to reach as many farmers as possible. The demand was there, but scaling the operation required more than just producing more feeders. It required building a robust infrastructure to support the growing number of farmers who were adopting the technology. One of the first steps in scaling was developing the eFishery app, which allowed farmers to control their feeders remotely and access valuable data about their operations. This app was more than just a convenience. It was a critical tool that enabled farmers to optimize their feeding practices and increase their productivity. By giving farmers access to real-time data on feeding patterns, fish growth, and environmental conditions, the app allowed them to make informed decisions that could significantly impact their bottom line. But scaling the technology also required building a strong support network. eFishery needed to ensure that farmers had the resources and support they needed to successfully integrate the smart feeder into their operations. This meant providing training and technical support, as well as creating a community where farmers could share their experiences and learn from one another. To support this growing community, eFishery held workshops, training sessions, and demonstrations across Indonesia. These events were not just about selling the product. They were about building relationships and creating a sense of community among farmers. By bringing farmers together and providing them with the tools and knowledge they needed to succeed, eFishery was able to build a loyal customer base and drive widespread adoption of the technology. As the number of farmers using eFishery's technology grew, so did the company's impact on the industry. What started as a local innovation was quickly becoming a national success, with thousands of farmers across Indonesia adopting the technology and seeing significant improvements in their productivity and profitability. But Gibran and his team knew that their work was far from done. The success they had achieved in Indonesia was just the beginning. There was still a much larger market to tap into, both within Indonesia and beyond. While eFishery's technology was gaining traction among forward-thinking farmers, there was still significant resistance to overcome. Many traditional farmers were deeply skeptical of the new technology, viewing it as a threat to their way of life rather than an opportunity to improve their operations. This resistance was not just about the technology itself. It was also about the broader cultural and economic factors that shaped the fish farming industry in Indonesia. For many farmers, manual labor was not just a necessity. It was a source of pride and identity. The idea of replacing human labor with a machine was seen as an affront to the traditional values that had guided their work for generations. Additionally, labor was cheap and abundant in Indonesia, making the prospect of automating the feeding process seem unnecessary, if not outright threatening. Gibran recognized that to overcome this resistance, eFishery needed to do more than just sell a product. It needed to change minds. This meant engaging with farmers on a deeper level, addressing their concerns, and showing them how the technology could enhance their livelihoods rather than undermine them. One of the key strategies that eFishery employed was to frame the smart feeder not as a replacement for human labor, but as a tool that could help farmers work smarter, not harder. By automating the feeding process, farmers could free up time and resources to focus on other aspects of their operations, such as improving water quality, monitoring fish health, or expanding their farms. This approach helped to shift the narrative from one of replacement to one of empowerment, showing farmers that the technology was there to support them, not replace them. Another important aspect of overcoming resistance was demonstrating the tangible benefits of the technology. eFishery worked closely with early adopters to document their success stories and share them with the broader farming community. These stories showed that farmers who embraced the technology were not only improving their productivity and profitability, but were also able to maintain the traditional values and practices that were important to them. By focusing on these success stories and engaging with farmers on a personal level, eFishery was able to gradually overcome the resistance to technological adoption. The company's efforts paid off as more and more farmers began to see the value of the smart feeder and were willing to give it a try. This gradual shift in attitudes was a critical factor in eFishery's ability to scale its technology and achieve widespread adoption across Indonesia. In today's digital age, data is often referred to as the new oil, a valuable resource that, when properly harnessed, can drive innovation and growth. eFishery recognized early on that the data generated by its smart feeder had the potential to be a game-changer for the fish farming industry. By collecting and analyzing data on every aspect of the feeding process, eFishery was able to provide farmers with insights that were previously out of reach, enabling them to optimize their operations and increase their productivity. The eFishery feeder collects data on a wide range of variables, including feeding patterns, fish growth rates, water quality, and environmental conditions. This data is then sent to the cloud, where it is analyzed using advanced algorithms to identify trends, predict outcomes, and provide farmers with actionable insights. For example, the data can help farmers determine the optimal feeding schedule, identify any health issues with the fish, and even predict the best time to harvest. But the value of this data goes beyond just optimizing fish farming operations. eFishery is using the data to create new opportunities for farmers to increase their income and improve their livelihoods. One of the most innovative ways eFishery is doing this is by building credit scoring models based on the data collected from the feeders. Access to credit is a major challenge for small-scale farmers in many parts of the world, including Indonesia. Without access to credit, farmers often struggle to invest in new equipment, expand their operations, or weather periods of low income. eFishery is addressing this challenge by using the data collected from the feeders to create detailed profiles of each farmer's operations, including their productivity, income, and financial stability. These profiles are then used to create credit scores that can be shared with financial institutions, allowing farmers to access loans and other financial services that would otherwise be unavailable. This innovative use of data is helping to break down one of the biggest barriers to growth for small-scale farmers and is enabling them to invest in their operations and improve their livelihoods. But the benefits of eFishery's data-driven approach don't stop there. In addition to providing access to credit, eFishery is also using the data to connect farmers with downstream buyers, such as seafood processors, wholesalers, and retailers. By analyzing the data, eFishery can help farmers predict how much fish they will have ready for sale at any given time, and connect them with buyers who are looking for those specific quantities and types of fish. This not only helps farmers sell their fish more efficiently, but also allows them to get better prices by selling directly to buyers, rather than going through middlemen. The use of data to create new revenue streams and opportunities for farmers is a key part of eFishery's strategy for driving growth and innovation in the fish farming industry. But it's not just about increasing profits. eFishery's data-driven approach is also helping to create a more sustainable and efficient industry. By collecting and analyzing data on every aspect of the fish farming process, eFishery is helping farmers optimize their operations and reduce waste. For example, the data can help farmers determine the optimal amount of feed to use, reducing the risk of overfeeding, which can lead to pollution and other environmental issues. It can also help farmers monitor water quality and other environmental factors, ensuring that their operations are as sustainable as possible. The impact of eFishery's data-driven approach on the fish farming industry is profound. By turning data into a valuable asset that can be used to optimize operations, create new revenue streams, and improve sustainability, eFishery is not just helping farmers increase their productivity. It's transforming the entire industry and setting a new standard for how technology can be used to drive growth and innovation. In a world where access to capital can make or break a business, financial inclusion is crucial for economic development, especially for small-scale farmers who often operate on the margins. eFishery is playing a pivotal role in bringing financial services to a demographic that has traditionally been underserved by banks and financial institutions. By leveraging the data collected through its smart feeders, eFishery is enabling farmers to access credit and other financial services that were previously out of reach. The traditional financial system often views small-scale farmers as high-risk borrowers due to the unpredictability of their income and the lack of formal financial records. This has created a significant barrier to growth for these farmers, who are unable to invest in their operations, purchase new equipment, or expand their farms without access to capital. eFishery is addressing this challenge by using the data collected from its feeders to create detailed profiles of each farmer's operations, including their productivity, income, and financial stability. These profiles are then used to generate credit scores, which can be shared with financial institutions to facilitate access to loans and other financial services. This data-driven approach to financial inclusion is a game changer for small-scale farmers. With access to credit, farmers can invest in their operations, purchase new equipment, and expand their farms, leading to increased productivity and higher incomes. This, in turn, has a positive ripple effect on the broader economy, as more productive farms generate more income, create jobs, and contribute to local economic development. But eFishery's impact on financial inclusion goes beyond just providing access to credit. The company is also working to create new financial products and services tailored to the needs of small-scale farmers. For example, eFishery has partnered with financial institutions to develop microloans and other financial products specifically designed for fish farmers. These products are based on the data collected through the eFishery system, ensuring that they are well-suited to the unique needs and challenges of the fish farming industry. In addition to creating new financial products, eFishery is also working to educate farmers about financial management and the importance of maintaining good financial records. Through workshops, training sessions, and other educational initiatives, eFishery is helping farmers develop the skills and knowledge they need to manage their finances effectively, build credit, and achieve long-term financial stability. The impact of eFishery's efforts to promote financial inclusion is already being felt across Indonesia. Thousands of farmers who previously had little or no access to credit are now able to secure loans, invest in their operations, and improve their livelihoods. This has not only transformed the lives of individual farmers, but has also had a broader impact on the fish farming industry and the Indonesian economy as a whole. As eFishery continues to expand its operations and reach more farmers, the potential for economic empowerment through financial inclusion is enormous. By providing small-scale farmers with the tools, resources, and support they need to succeed, eFishery is helping to create a more inclusive and equitable economy, where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. As the world's population continues to grow, the demand for food is skyrocketing. However, traditional agricultural practices, including fish farming, are placing enormous pressure on the planet's natural resources. Overfishing, pollution, and habitat destruction are just some of the environmental challenges associated with conventional fish farming. In response to these challenges, eFishery is pioneering a new approach to aquaculture that prioritizes environmental sustainability. One of the key ways eFishery is reducing the environmental impact of fish farming is by optimizing the feeding process. Traditional fish farming methods often involve overfeeding, which not only wastes valuable resources, but also contributes to water pollution. Excess feed that is not consumed by the fish sinks to the bottom of the pond or river, where it decomposes and releases harmful nutrients into the water. This can lead to algal blooms, oxygen depletion, and other environmental problems that can harm aquatic ecosystems. eFishery's smart feeder addresses this issue by using sensors to detect the appetite of the fish and adjust the amount of feed dispensed accordingly. This ensures that the fish receive the optimal amount of food, reducing waste and minimizing the risk of pollution. By improving feed efficiency, eFishery is helping farmers reduce their environmental footprint while also saving money on feed costs. In addition to optimizing feeding, eFishery is also helping farmers monitor and manage other environmental factors that can impact the sustainability of their operations. The eFishery app provides farmers with real-time data on water quality, temperature, and other environmental conditions, allowing them to take proactive measures to protect their fish and the surrounding ecosystem. For example, if the water temperature rises above a certain threshold, the app can alert the farmer to take action, such as increasing aeration or adjusting feeding schedules to prevent stress on the fish. eFishery's commitment to environmental sustainability goes beyond just reducing the impact of individual farms. The company is also working to promote sustainable practices across the entire fish farming industry. This includes advocating for the adoption of best practices, supporting research and innovation in sustainable aquaculture, and working with policymakers and industry stakeholders to develop regulations and standards that promote environmental sustainability. One of the most promising areas of innovation in sustainable aquaculture is the development of alternative feeds that reduce the reliance on wild-caught fish meal and fish oil, which are major contributors to overfishing and habitat destruction. eFishery is actively involved in research and development efforts to create sustainable feed alternatives, such as plant-based or insect-based proteins, that can be used in place of traditional fish meal. These alternatives have the potential to significantly reduce the environmental impact of fish farming, while also providing a more sustainable source of nutrition for farmed fish. eFishery's efforts to promote environmental sustainability are having a positive impact on both the fish farming industry and the planet. By reducing waste, minimizing pollution, and promoting sustainable practices, eFishery is helping to create a more sustainable future for aquaculture. This is not only good for the environment, but also for the farmers who rely on healthy ecosystems to support their livelihoods. As the global population continues to grow and the demand for food increases, the need for sustainable farming practices has never been more urgent. eFishery is leading the way in creating a more sustainable and environmentally friendly fish farming industry, one that can meet the needs of a growing population without compromising the health of our planet. While eFishery's impact in Indonesia has been significant, the company's ambitions extend far beyond its home country. The global aquaculture market is valued at over $100 billion, and eFishery is positioning itself as a key player in this industry, with the potential to revolutionize fish farming on a global scale. eFishery's global expansion strategy is based on the belief that the challenges faced by fish farmers in Indonesia are not unique. Across the world, small-scale fish farmers face many of the same issues, including high feeding costs, inefficiencies in the feeding process, and limited access to technology and financial resources. By bringing its technology to these markets, eFishery aims to empower farmers around the world, helping them increase their productivity and improve their livelihoods. One of the key strategies behind eFishery's global expansion is its focus on scalability. The company has designed its technology to be easily adapted to different environments and farming practices, making it suitable for use in a wide range of markets. Whether it's a small family-run fish farm in rural Vietnam or a large commercial operation in India, eFishery's technology can be tailored to meet the specific needs of each farmer. eFishery's global ambitions are supported by a strong commitment to collaboration and partnership. The company has already begun piloting its technology in countries like Vietnam and India, working closely with local farmers, governments, and industry partners to ensure that its products are well suited to the local market. These partnerships are critical to eFishery's success, as they provide valuable insights into the unique challenges and opportunities in each market, while also helping to build trust and credibility with local farmers. In addition to expanding into new markets, eFishery is also working to establish itself as a leader in the global aquaculture industry. The company is actively involved in international research and development efforts, working with universities, research institutions, and industry groups to advance the field of sustainable aquaculture. This includes exploring new technologies and practices that can further improve the efficiency and sustainability of fish farming, as well as developing new products and services that can help farmers around the world succeed. eFishery's global expansion is not just about increasing sales. It's about demonstrating the power of Indonesian innovation on the world stage. By bringing its technology to new markets and helping farmers around the world improve their operations, eFishery is showing that groundbreaking solutions can come from anywhere, not just from Silicon Valley. This is a powerful message, particularly for other emerging markets that are looking to develop their own technology sectors and compete on the global stage. The economic impact of eFishery's global expansion is significant, both for the company and for the countries in which it operates. By empowering small-scale farmers and helping them increase their productivity, eFishery is contributing to economic growth and development in rural areas, where agriculture is often a key driver of the local economy. This, in turn, helps to create jobs, reduce poverty, and improve food security, making a meaningful impact on the lives of millions of people around the world. As eFishery continues to expand its operations and reach more farmers, the potential for global impact is enormous. The company's vision is to create a world where fish farming is more efficient, sustainable, and inclusive, ensuring that farmers everywhere have the tools and resources they need to succeed. By staying true to its mission and values, eFishery is poised to become a leader in the global aquaculture industry, driving innovation and growth in a sector that is critical to the future of food security. At the heart of eFishery's mission is a deep commitment to social impact. The company was founded on the belief that technology should be a force for good, empowering people and communities to improve their lives. This commitment to social impact is evident in everything eFishery does, from the design of its products to the way it engages with farmers and communities. One of the most significant ways eFishery is making a social impact is by empowering small-scale farmers. In many parts of the world, small-scale farmers are the backbone of the agricultural economy, yet they often lack access to the resources and technology needed to thrive. eFishery is changing that by making advanced technology accessible and affordable, helping these farmers increase their productivity and improve their livelihoods. By providing farmers with the tools and resources they need to succeed, eFishery is helping to create more resilient and self-sufficient communities. Farmers who adopt eFishery's technology are not only able to increase their incomes, but also gain a greater sense of control over their operations and their futures. This increased resilience is particularly important in rural areas, where agriculture is often the primary source of income and employment. In addition to empowering individual farmers, eFishery is also working to build stronger, more connected communities. The company's platform allows farmers to connect with one another, share their experiences, and learn from each other. This sense of community is further strengthened by eFishery's commitment to transparency and education. The company regularly holds workshops, training sessions, and demonstrations to help farmers understand how to use the technology and get the most out of it. eFishery's focus on community building is also evident in its approach to business. The company has made a conscious effort to align its business practices with the needs and values of the communities it serves. This includes prioritizing local hiring, supporting local suppliers, and reinvesting in the communities where it operates. By taking a community-centric approach, eFishery is not only building a loyal customer base, but also contributing to the long-term development and sustainability of the communities it serves. The social impact of eFishery's work is already being felt across Indonesia and beyond. Thousands of farmers who previously struggled to make ends meet are now able to improve their livelihoods, support their families, and invest in their futures. This, in turn, is having a broader impact on the fish farming industry and the economies of the regions where eFishery operates. As eFishery continues to grow and expand its operations, the potential for social impact is enormous. The company's vision is to create a world where technology is used to empower people and communities, helping them build more resilient, self-sufficient, and sustainable futures. By staying true to its mission and values, eFishery is making a meaningful difference in the lives of millions of people around the world. As the world's population continues to grow, the demand for food is increasing rapidly, putting immense pressure on the planet's natural resources. In this context, aquaculture is emerging as one of the most promising solutions to meet the growing demand for protein while minimizing the environmental impact of food production. eFishery is at the forefront of this movement, pioneering new technologies and practices that are transforming the aquaculture industry and setting new standards for sustainability. One of the most exciting areas of innovation in aquaculture is the development of precision farming techniques, which use data and technology to optimize every aspect of the farming process. eFishery is leading the way in this field, using its smart feeders and data analytics platform to create a more efficient and sustainable fish farming industry. By collecting and analyzing data on feeding patterns, fish growth, water quality, and environmental conditions, eFishery is helping farmers make informed decisions that improve productivity while reducing waste and environmental impact. But eFishery's vision for the future of aquaculture goes beyond just optimizing the current farming process. The company is also exploring new ways to integrate aquaculture with other forms of sustainable agriculture, such as aquaponics, which combines fish farming with hydroponic plant production. This approach not only maximizes the use of resources, but also creates a closed-loop system that minimizes waste and reduces the environmental footprint of food production. Another key area of innovation for eFishery is the development of sustainable feed alternatives. Traditional fish farming relies heavily on fish meal and fish oil, which are derived from wild-caught fish and contribute to overfishing and habitat destruction. eFishery is actively involved in research and development efforts to create alternative feeds that are more sustainable and environmentally friendly. These alternatives, which include plant-based proteins and insect-based feeds, have the potential to significantly reduce the environmental impact of fish farming, while also providing a more sustainable source of nutrition for farmed fish. In addition to its work on precision farming and sustainable feeds, eFishery is also exploring new ways to use technology to improve the efficiency and sustainability of the entire aquaculture supply chain. This includes developing new tools and platforms that connect farmers with buyers, processors, and retailers, making it easier for them to sell their products and access new markets. By streamlining the supply chain and reducing the need for intermediaries, eFishery is helping farmers get better prices for their products while also reducing food waste and improving the overall efficiency of the industry. eFishery's vision for the future of aquaculture is bold and ambitious, but it is also grounded in a deep understanding of the challenges and opportunities facing the industry. By staying true to its mission of empowering farmers and promoting sustainability, eFishery is poised to play a leading role in shaping the future of aquaculture and ensuring that the industry can meet the growing demand for food in a way that is both economically and environmentally sustainable. The potential impact of eFishery's work on the global food system is enormous. As the company continues to innovate and expand its operations, it is helping to create a more resilient, sustainable, and equitable food system that can meet the needs of a growing population while protecting the planet's natural resources. This is not just about technology, it's about creating a better future for everyone. So, what do you think? Could an app really be the key to feeding the world's growing population while protecting our planet? If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future updates. Check out the videos appearing on your screen right now for more insights and stories from the world of technology. This is the AI Lib. Stay tuned.